Hey guys, got some time to work out here in the shop today, and I'm just trying to kind of figure out what I want to get into. Uh, kind of want to take a break from the Barracuda, just just a little burnout, I guess, on it. Got it to a point now where it'll run and drive, and pretty happy with that. And the Dart here has been sitting without any kind of attention whatsoever for quite a while, maybe even over a year at this point. And I feel kind of bad about that. I hate to let it just sit there and not do anything, so I kind of want to do something with it, even if it's something small, just to make a little step forward on it. And what I stopped off on last time I was working on it was the rear end situation here. So I had moved the springs in to the frame rails here with the spring pockets, and I got me a set of monoleafs and Caltrax for it. And since I did that, I had a set of wheels that I used to set up in the wheel well here and get a measurement for my housing here, which I had a guy local shorten for me and put the bracing and all on there. Not super stoked on the job he did there. I mean, he's got a jig and all, so I'm pretty confident that the ends and all are square relative to where the differential mounts, but it's not stoked on his welds. But I think it'll be all right. I'm gonna keep trying to use it. What I need to do now is, well, this is the housing I was going to use. It came from a late 70s truck, so it's the Big Web, I think it is. I'm no expert in these things, but the third member from it is right there, which was, those things are insanely heavy if you've ever dealt with one, at least for me. I have a hard time dealing with that thing, especially if you're up underneath the car. Anyway, I got a third member for this thing off of an auction. I just happened to come across it, and I was like, dang, that's a pretty good deal, I think. So this is it. It's a Strange Ultra. So if you can't tell here, it's like massive. And it's something that I really didn't know a lot about. I just know that I was leaning towards an aluminum center section just to try to make it a little easier to deal with for me. Turns out that one's pretty heavy too. But anyway, yeah, so I ended up with that thing. It pretty much needs a new ring and pinion and a spool and all, just because the one in it is, I can't remember, I think it's like a 430 or something, and the spool is I think it's like it might be a 40 spine, it might be more than that. I can't recall, I'll have to look at it, but it came out of like a pre-runner Baja truck. And I think I remember that spool being pretty much useless for anything other than like Baja truck stuff. I think it was a spline count that's not typical in drag cars. Like even the biggest in drag cars weren't what that is. The thing's really big. Anyways, the problem I have now is that third member does not fit in this housing after I've invested some time and effort into having this housing modified. And, well, basically I want to see if I can get it to fit in there, because I need to determine whether I can keep moving forward with this housing or I need to just try to potentially order another housing that's made for that third member. That's a pretty expensive third member, and I got a really good deal on it. So I mean, I'd like to use it, but if it ends up making me have to invest a lot more in like other parts, I don't know. It's just, I got to figure out. I want to see if I can get it to fit in this housing, and if I can get it to fit in there, I can move forward with my spring perch situation, which is a situation there that's also going to require more parts, I think, but I'll get to that if I can get the third member to fit. So I'm gonna grab that third member and test fit it in this housing, and then that'll give me a reference of what I need to clearance. So let me grab that thing. Oh gosh. All right, here I come. Holy crap. It's a monster. All right. So there's my first clearance issue. I don't know if I can leave this sitting here or what. Because I really need to get down here and mark it. That's not too bad, I don't think. So as you can see, didn't really get too far. And so what's happening here, I just heard it sound like it was getting ready to fall. I think it's stable. So what just happened there was, as you can see here, my ring gear is hitting the opening here on top and bottom. So what I'm gonna do is mark that and run it outside here and hit it with the grinder a few times and just try to clearance it. Yeah, I'm gonna get up here and I'll hold this kind of straight with one hand and try to mark it with the other, I guess. And go from there. I did take some quick measurements just because these caps are freaking huge on this thing. And I was like, man, I wonder if they're even gonna go all the way into the housing before they bottom out. And from what I've measured, it's super close. I mean, it might work. I just gotta keep trying to get it to sit in there, and then if it runs into that, then that'll be the next issue. Potentially making this housing useless for this third member. I don't know, we'll see. First step, grind some notches to clear this ring gear. This thing has it's got a 10-inch ring gear in it, so that's why it's interfering with it, I guess. Whereas, you know, typically a 9-inch would clear it. All right, I'm gonna go grind a couple little notches out of that real quick, and I'll bring it back in here and try again. All right, here's a look at the notches I just made. This one's a lot smaller. I mean, that's what I marked, but also I'm concerned with getting up real close to that stud because I guess I'm concerned about sealing it, I guess, you know, with a gasket. Obviously I got a little bit there left still to RTV if I have to, but I don't think I want to go any closer to that stud there. Pretty significant notch there. Let's see if it fits. Whoa. What's going on? Ah. Yeah, so it's definitely the bottom. I've just got to, here. So I've got to shift that notch over to the right some. So that's good, at least I don't have to get into the area near the stud anymore. So we'll do that real quick and hopefully it fits. All right, looking a lot better. This side is looking pretty good, but over here I do notice that it's being held up slightly. I have an idea of what it is, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna pull it back out of there real quick and I'll show you what I think it is, and maybe there's a witness mark, maybe not, I don't know. All right. I had to fight for my life to get that back out of there. But there you can see a little witness mark, it looks like, and that's what I was thinking. I remember seeing these little dimples in the diff cover stamping, and I was wondering if it would be a problem, and it looks like it's hitting on that one right there. So it wasn't holding it up a whole lot, so I'm hoping that maybe I can just beat the heck out of that and dent it the opposite direction, and maybe it'll clear. So I think I'm gonna try that. All right, I got some beating in there. I could use a hotter torch and a bigger punch, but I think I may have made enough clearance. I'll try again real quick and see where it put us. Oh yeah. I think it's perfect. Check it out. I think it's down all the way. Looks good. Ring gear's not hitting anything else in there as far as I can tell. I think that's successful. Oh, that's good. It actually took a little less work than I thought it would to get it in there. So far I think Strange Ultra case can fit a factory Ford 9-inch housing. So far. Seems like it's working. Alright, I'm gonna pull that back out of there and see what else I can get into, I guess. So now I'm gonna get this rear end back up under here so I can show you my next problem. Oh. So here's the issue. I've got these spring perches on here, and as you can see here, I've started to trim this one up to fit a while back when I stopped working on this thing, and so U-bolts are going to be the issue with this back brace. Obviously, it's like super in the way here. So my original idea was to cut this back brace back kind of flush with this perch, replate it, that way a U-bolt would fit over here, and then on this side of it I'd have to like drill a freaking hole or something in here, hog it out to where the U-bolt would slip through it, and that would solve this side. Kinda ghetto, kinda just making it happen, I guess, but pretty much similar story. Actually, this side's a little better off, so it would work on this side of the perch. On this side, I would just have to cut this one back, I guess, and plate it. So I guess worst case is over there where I have to put a hole through the brace. But I don't really want to do that, just because it feels kind of dumb, I guess. But I found a solution, which is U-bolt eliminators. There's a couple of people who make them I found on the internet. One of them I like is a company called Funkhauser Race Cars. It's a pretty nice looking perch thing he's come up with on there, if you check that out. But it doesn't use a U-bolt, it uses through bolts. So it has like a perch, you know, like a standard looking perch, but it has a flat plate kind of across the top of it with holes in it, so that you would sandwich it with your spring plate, run a bolt through it, and just put a nut on it, and then you just bolt your leaf spring to the perch versus having a U-bolt. So that would eliminate me having to alter my back brace. I do think I'd still have to modify that perch like I did this one, because my brace comes all the way over here like that. So that's what I'm leaning towards. I think I have to think a little more on that and possibly order a set of those and start trying to make them work. So yeah, I think that's my solution so far. Like I said, I'll think a little more on it and get out here and look around and just try to make sure that that's going to work before I order them up. I think it will. But yeah, I'm glad that that third member went in there, so that's good. Moving on to the perch problem. I need to solve that next. If I can get that solved, then I can put the third member in the housing and measure me up some axles, get some axles ordered. And I mean, my ultimate little short-term goal here is to put this car back on the ground. I mean, it's been up here on jack stands for a while, a long while since I did that spring kit there. Obviously I don't have any wheel tubs, but I can sit her on the ground without wheel tubs in it. But I do need to I need to figure out the wheel tub situation too. But yeah, getting it down and rolling is the ultimate goal. That would be a big step and probably a good motivator also with this project. Yeah, but I got the wheels sitting over there. They're behind that cardboard set of just some 10-inch wide sitter lines that I got off of a guy local on Marketplace, and a buddy lent me these slicks to put on it just for mock-up purposes. They don't hold air, unfortunately, and the beads hardly seat. But maybe I'll try to pump one of those up real quick and put it up underneath the car just because I think it looks cool. There she is. I think it looks pretty cool like that. I hope it sits somewhere right there. But I was able to get that tire to hold air. It's over here leaking right now. But that's alright. Like I said, it's just for mock-up. But it looks pretty cool, I think. And maybe not a lot of steps were completed today, but baby steps and steps forward nonetheless. So making some progress. That's what's important, right? So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I got to figure out the spring perch situation to keep moving forward. Even though it's slow, it's something. Hopefully it'll rack up some motivation on this car and get it moving forward some. But yeah, I like the way that looks. Let's see. Pretty good clearance up here too. Yeah, I'll have to get them wheel tubs going too once I get all this rear end stuff figured out. But that's all I've got time for today. Like I said, baby steps, but it's something, right? Thanks for watching.